We've heard that Sofian Amrabat has received proposals from Liverpool, Bayern Munich and Saudi clubs, and now has also interest from Juventus. Welcome to the Man United stream. I hope you're all doing well out there. It is Sunday and I first want to kick off the show by saying a huge thank you to everyone that's been subscribing and leaving their comments below. I really am completely overwhelmed by the support that all you Man United fans are showing the channel and subscribing. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and if you're just watching it, like always, make sure to hit that like button and let's kick off. We're one day away from Manchester United kicking off their Premier League campaign against Wolves at 8 PM tomorrow evening. It is going to be interesting to see which team Ten Hag puts out there. We, in a previous show last week, already picked our first 11 that Ten Hag is going to start with. We might be off one or two, but we'll have to wait and see what Ten Hag puts out there. United still need to get more players in my opinion. I think Man United have still got a fairly thin squad. They need more players to come in and be ready to go in if someone gets injured. The problem with our first 11 is that if one of those players gets injured, we will struggle to replace them with a good like-for-like player, and that is the biggest problem Ten Hag has got. The squad is really thin, especially if we're going to be playing in the Champions League and in the Premier League week in, week out. It is going to get tough. Already players like Varane have come out and said that the schedule is really tough and grueling for all players. It's too much football to play in such a short space of time. All the top clubs have deep squads and have versatile players playing in all sorts of positions, and they can bring them in if someone gets injured. I don't think Manchester United are in that position. Talking about versatile players, Manchester United have officially approached Bayern Munich to sign Benjamin Pavard. Now, we're hearing that the first approach by Manchester United has been rejected by Bayern Munich, and they do not want to sell Benjamin Pavard, and they certainly don't want to sell to Manchester United. It is an ongoing situation. We are hearing that Benjamin Pavard wants to leave Bayern Munich and does not want to stay. He wants to play for another club and has told Bayern that he wants to leave. But Bayern have rejected Manchester United's first move. We're not quite sure what this first move is. I think the initial move involves just talks about what Bayern would accept as a fee for Benjamin Pavard, and Bayern have turned around and said to Manchester United that they're not interested in selling him. Benjamin Pavard has been at Bayern since 2019 and he's had a very successful time with them, but he's told the club that he wants out and he wants to play for another club. He's 27 years of age and I guess he wants to play for another club before his career comes to an end. Liverpool earlier this transfer window had shown some interest in Pavard and were actually trying to sign him, but then they decided to strengthen their midfield instead because that needed a complete overhaul, and that is what they started doing, and they forgot all about Pavard. And this is where Manchester United have come in and trying to sign him before he goes anywhere else. Now, many fans have not been keen on signing Pavard, and I can see why. Even I initially wasn't keen on Pavard. When I first heard that Manchester United were thinking of signing him, I wasn't too keen. Most fans, like myself, think that Pavard is too slow and we need someone faster and more agile. But let's take a closer look at Pavard. But before we do that, make sure you hit that like button on the video to show your support and love to our channel like always. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the breaking Manchester United news in one single source. We have a daily show that goes out each day that rounds up all the news, gossip and opinions about Manchester United, so you don't need to waste your time checking out on several different sources what Manchester United is up to. Okay, so turning our attention to Pavard. Many look at him as a boring signing and someone not to get overexcited about, and to be honest, that is exactly what I thought. For me, his age was the biggest issue, him being 27. I thought that he's not someone that you can look at and think that he will improve over time. You could even argue that he's even past his peak, but the reality is we don't know when a player reaches that peak. But there must be something that he possesses for managers like Ten Hag and Klopp wanting him in their teams. Well, the most obvious is that he's a versatile player. He can play as a centre-back, as a right-back and even as a right mid. And he has done so for both his club and country. I still remember the insane goal he scored for France in the World Cup. It was a volley. Go check it out if you've never seen that before. It was a very, very good goal. One of the best goals in a World Cup. Other than his ability to play different positions, Pavard is very comfortable on the ball and is great at holding up the ball and passing. He is a very good all-round player, and that is why managers love him. He's a complete player and offers so much more than just being a defender. Pavard has been pivotal for Bayern Munich since joining in 2019 and has played lots and lots of football for them, and they do not want to get rid of him. They feel that he's really good for their team and want to keep him. What we're hearing from Manchester United is that Ten Hag does not want a young defender who needs time to grow and become better. Ten Hag feels that it's important to have a mixture of players in the team. He wants players like Varane and Casemiro who have the experience of playing in big games and can draw on that experience in big games. Pavard would also bring a wealth of experience to Manchester United. But the question I have is, where would Pavard play? A player like Pavard would not want to sit on the bench, surely. He would want to play week in, week out. But there's Varane and Martinez as the centre-back pairing, and I think it's going to be very hard for him to break through that partnership right now. So the only position left is a right-back. Now we've got Dalot and Van Bissaka there, so we've already got two players who are very good at that position. So why would you want Pavard there? Drop your comments below. If he does sign for Manchester United, where do you think Ten Hag is going to play Pavard? But I think there's a strong possibility that he might rotate him with Varane as centre-back. It's no secret that Varane struggles to play week in, week out, and in fact he came out last week with a statement about how players right now are having to play too much football games. Pavard could therefore be a replacement for Varane in the long term and short term. We heard that Pavard actually prefers playing as centre-back rather than a right-back. I personally would have liked seeing someone younger at United, someone who we could have at United for many years to come, someone who could come in and become a world-class defender in years to come. But I can also see why Ten Hag needs some experienced players in the team right now. Let us know what your thoughts are on Pavard. Do you think he's the right player we should be bringing in, or should we be looking at Tapsoba or Todibo instead? Drop your comments below. With Tapsoba and Todibo, we have some very good centre-backs there. They're very young, they're very fast, and are very comfortable playing with the ball. So it's a very hard choice. In fact, I would be happy with any three of these centre-backs playing for Manchester United. Some of you might have watched the game last night between Bayern and Leipzig. Pavard did play in that game, but he had an awful game and he was subbed off at half-time. And that leaves many question marks over Pavard and whether he should be joining Manchester United. I'm hearing that many fans are not happy with Manchester United going after Pavard. They want someone like Todibo and someone like Tapsoba coming into Manchester United. But I'm also hearing from sources that Manchester United in fact could go and sign both these players, both Pavard and Todibo. I think that's very unlikely. I can't see Manchester United going and splashing the cash for both Todibo and Pavard in the same summer transfer window. I can understand why most fans are not too comfortable with the thought of having Pavard in Manchester United, but there must be a reason why Bayern Munich are not letting him go, and a reason why Ten Hag wants him in the team. I believe we've got to go with the manager, trust his instincts, trust what he's doing with the team, and believe in what his project is. In other news, we've heard that Sofian Amrabat has received proposals from Liverpool, Bayern Munich and Saudi clubs, and now has also interest from Juventus, but he has maintained his position that he wants to join Manchester United and no other club. We need to get this deal done quickly, and I'm getting worried. I'm really getting worried. I really want Manchester United going out there and sealing this deal. I do not want any other club to come in and hijack this signing. There was also rumours going around last night that Harry Maguire's sale to West Ham had stalled, and Harry Maguire might not have agreed personal terms and is willing to stay at Manchester United. But that is not true. Harry Maguire will be a West Ham player very shortly. Just watch this space. Finally, to finish off the show, Fred has said his final goodbyes to all Manchester United fans. I'm sure all United fans would like to thank him for his services to Manchester United. We wish him the best of luck at his new club. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our Monday night show covering the football live. You were watching the Man United Stream, a channel by the fans for the fans.